Hello. So, might as well react to this video. Wait, let me check. Is the sound okay? It's on. Okay, let's continue.
Stellar Blade has faced a lot of ups and downs over the past few months, especially because of the censorship. But of course, there were journalists praising the fact that it was toned down and censored because culture war weirdos.
Yeah, so this happened 2 days ago. Stella Blade got two costumes that are, basically the same as like the two of the censored costumes. They're like uncensored version of them in like different colors.
Wouldn't win, but now that they're releasing very sexy skins in the new update, which happen to be iterations of ones that are censored in the game, the journos are melting down, saying the Stellar Blade censorship controversy has taken the silliest turn yet. I have a
I do think it's funny that journos like apparently it didn't matter, but like they're super mad about this.
few different things to show off, but before we get into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description, follow me on social media, and consider supporting through Patreon or through YouTube memberships. Now, we're always saying companies should not censor their products for people who are not going to buy them in the first place, and that will always be the fact of the matter. And now, Shift Up is releasing a new update which adds a bunch of different things. First and foremost, and of course, importantly, the new boss challenge mode where you can replay against defeated bosses in multiple settings, and by completing all of them, you actually get a new costume, and they are adding a few.
Yeah, it's cool that they have like a boss rush mode because a lot of people like the boss fights, and you don't want to have to replay the whole story to get into like the boss fights again. So this is like a nice way to experience them directly.
New outfits to the game, which is really cool and is really exciting. But unfortunately, this has led to a lot of confusion because there are several versions of the outfits that are now being added, but they are based on ones that were in the base game, but those ones are still censored. So when the game launched, we had censored outfits. Those outfits are still, unfortunately, censored, and we are getting new iterations of those that are like different colors. They are showing more skin, things like that. But it is important to point out that we still have not won the entire fight with Stellar Blade. This game
Yeah,
launched and had some amazing outfits that
because if you check like the Free Stellar Blade website, you see that like many more outfits are censored. Many more. I don't know the exact number, but yeah.
were uncensored. It seemed that the censorship was very inconsistent with this, which of course led us to really believing that it was Sony forcing Shift Up to make changes and alterations pretty close to launch. But now that we have this information and these new outfits are being highlighted, which, by the way, my goodness, does the outfit you get for completing all the boss challenges look absolutely spec freaking tacular. I mean, one of the best outfits they've put in the game.
Oh, it looks good from here, but I don't see. I'm not saying the whole outfit, but their outfit design's really good.
Now, of course, journos are melting down over the fact that us gamers got some kind of win. Forbes and Kotaku both put out articles. Let's start with the Kotaku one. It says Free Stellar Blade movement can't decide if new outfits are sexy enough. These new outfits are extremely sexy, and again, they are iterations of ones that were censored. As you can see, the one on the left was very similar to the bunny outfit, but it's still not that version, that bunny version of the outfit that was censored at launch. So, of course, this is a very big win that we are getting, these very sexy outfits. They are sexy enough, but we simply still have criticisms. We can't forget the past censorship that is still in the game simply because they're dangling these new shiny objects in front of us.
Yeah, I kind of agree. I mean, yeah, I agree that there's still work to do. There's still censorship to fight. So yeah, like it's good to celebrate like a step forward though.
It says Stellar Blade is an excellent sci fi action game that a small, ill defined number of unhinged gamers have latched onto as the latest front in a made up culture war on boobies. Funny enough, that is
I think it's funny to call it unhinged to just want the product that you were advertised for. Because I feel like this argument made quite a bit that it's somehow unhinged to what you were promised in the first place. So it's pretty ridiculous. And also, this is Kotaku, so like they have a narrative. They're kind of trying to present themselves as like someone who doesn't care and that they have like no stake in this or anything, but they clearly do care and who do have like an opinion. Um and that they hate sexy women that appeal to like men like Eve, so obviously they're against it. And then obviously they glaze like Baldur's Gate and stuff. Like you already know the narrative that's going on.
exactly what Ethan and the likes of Kotaku and Forbes are doing. They have latched onto this game to use it as an example as why we are ungrateful, bigot, sexist gamers who always are going to complain about things. So they are also using it to push their own narratives. We simply wanted the product that we were promised, period. After petitioning the studio behind the exclusive to free the game from unsubstantiated claims of censorship, they were not unsubstantiated claims of censorship. There are literally
Yeah, anyone who says like the claims like that is not censored, I feel like is either it's generally just acting in bad faith, to be honest. Because Sony history of censorship, we've got like DMC. There's like tons of other examples. Omega Labyrinth. Off the top of my head. There's that like bunny game. Was it like 20 bunnies or some number of bunnies? That game also censored. But there's like a lot more. But that's off the top of my head. Sony has like a long history of censorship.
tutorials and tooltips in the game that show the uncensored versions. You can go back and watch teasers and trailers months before release that show those outfits
Oh yeah, Senran and Kagura. That also happened. They wanted to get rid of intimacy mode.
being uncensored. That's how quick of a job this was, is the fact that they couldn't even erase the evidence that they were uncensored in the first.
Also, it's pretty ridiculous. All the costume, all the quote unquote design changes going to one way. That they're all to specifically cover up Evie and make her less sexualized. So it's kind of very funny to say, oh, it's not censorship, of course.
Place. Sony clearly, you know, pushed them into censoring this game close to launch, I'd assume, judging by how botched some of the examples are. But of course,
Also, I do see people saying it's not censored because if it was, how could they reverse it and stuff? When by that logic, I guess DMC5 wasn't censored because how could they reverse that? So it doesn't make any sense. Like mistakes happen.
they're not unsubstantiated claims of censorship. Self censorship is still censorship. And again, I do primarily blame Sony, even though, yes, Shift Up deserves some of the blame. They were still the ones who decided the new, designs and the lace over cleavage, things like that. They are still at fault, but I do primarily blame Sony because they have been so censorship heavy over the years.
Well, I think Shift Up shouldn't have um went exclusive with Sony in the first place. But obviously they wanted Sony's money, so they had to do that. I don't know, like their specific. Actually, no, because their financial situation should be fine. Because they are the developers of Nikkei, and Nikkei makes a lot of money if you check like gacha revenue and stuff. So yeah, they shouldn't have teamed up with Sony in the first place. They should have just launched on every platform. Xbox, Sony, and PC.
It says, though, as of the May 24th update, it brings a 19 boss rush challenge mode, new quality of life features, and additional nano suits. Yeah, I mean, I think these suits look fantastic, all of them. I am very excited to get my hands on this update and to play it like so many people are, because Stellar Blade was still a very good game, but it is important to be educated on this topic. There was self censorship in the base game, and it's important to point out. But of course, this is just one massive hit piece on Mark Kern, because they even admit it. Proponents of the Free Stellar Blade petition are calling this a massive victory and preparing to pack their bags before moving on to a new frontline in the gaming culture wars. Please sign the petition, which will now be sent as a gift to Shift Up, tweeted Mark Kern. And while I have supported Mark Kern so much over the past couple of months, and I do think that he is creating a really interesting looking game, and I think he is pretty well educated on the culture.
Yeah, I would say that Mark Kern has like gone through a lot in this whole situation. Like even a few days ago, one of the so some guy, I forgot his name on Twitter, he's like trying to dox him. Actually, yeah, he like doxed him and is like trying to get all this information on him and like cancel him and everything. So, and this is without like, the million articles like slandering him and stuff that's being written about him. And a lot of people on Twitter calling him like all sorts of names and stuff. So he's gone through a lot and I support him too. And it's good that he like made this petition and everything. So yeah, much rough out there for Mark Curran.
War.
Oops.
This is not a major win. This is, one of those situations I'm just gonna have to disagree with him on. It should not be sent as a gift to Shift Up, because it seems that Shift Up kind of snuck these maybe uncensored iterations of the outfits into this update, because all of the censorship that was released before and existed before this update is still prominent. Not everything was uncensored, unfortunately. It says, though,
So I'm not sure like a gift. I don't know. I don't have a strong opinion because I do think it is a step forward. That Shift Up made these like uncensored versions. Hmm. I don't know. Like even yeah, I have no idea if I agree or like disagree or not.
of course, not everyone's ready to give up the fight. We've won nothing, one player tweeted back. The original censorship is still there, but they've won from your reaction. No, they can bribe us and distract us. I mean, yeah, there is still a fight to be had with this game. And of course, we've heard recently, news about a PC version potentially being in the works and them doing maybe even a sequel, which is very exciting. But we cannot forget, unfortunately, what already exists and is still prominent in the base game. And of course, we have Forbes saying Stellar Blade patch, boss rush mode, and uncensored outfits. They said, here we go, after months of complaints that Stellar Blade had been censored, presumably at.
Actually, now I think I would say that Stellar Blade. Like I think it's okay to celebrate this as like a step forward, but I'm not sure like as a gift to Shift Up. Like I might yeah I might be more on the side that we should just celebrate it and I guess thank Shift Up for like fighting back on censorship, um but not like give them the petition as like a gift or something. Now I might be more aligned with like that side of the argument.
Sony's behalf in regards to two of Eve's outfits in particular. Well, they've ended that dispute. Shift Up maintained that the on-disc outfits were not the intended final outcome for those outfits, so the tiny amount of extra fabric added was not out of censorship concerns, just that it was a design choice. Oh yeah, of course they're going to say that after the fact.
The design choice, Cope. Uh
because they had hundreds of thousands and millions of people who were upset with them. Of course, they're going to say it was always intended to be this way. Then why did those uncensored versions exist in the first place? And again, remnants of them are still in the base game in things like tooltips and tutorials. It makes no sense if
Yeah, I mean, I already gave my opinion on like the design, the quote unquote design choice thing.
that was always their decision from the get-go. If Shift Up really decided to change the way that these outfits look because they thought that it simply was more appealing to the eye, I am not going to buy that, and most people have not bought that. And of course, Stellar Blade, really good game, does deserve a lot of praise and a lot of attention, and it is still.
So I do think it's funny because by that logic, Shift Up could have like they could have advertised it one way, and then like all the design changes could be just putting Eve in a burqa, and they'll be like, oh, it's a design change. You know, Shift Up said it's a design change. It just happens to cover up her as much as possible. You know, and it happens to align with Sony's like censorship policy that it's happening with like every game from Japan. So you know, it just conveniently falls in that direction. You know. And you know, all the design changes just happen to cover her up. Like, there's nothing weird about this. You know, it's perfectly normal.
you know, primarily the content that we expected with the very sexy outfits, and of course having very beautiful character models like Eve and Taki and Lily. But it is important to really know what is going on right now. This is not a major win, at least in my opinion. I am happy to see these new outfits in all of their glory be released. I really love the new boss challenge outfit, don't get me wrong, but the censorship that we were upset about at launch is still prominent in the game. And of course, I will be keeping my eye on this to see if there are any other statements that are made. But of course, the woke journos are.
Yeah, so I would say it's a small step towards it's like a small win, I would say.
Melting down over the fact that Shift Up gave us uncensored outfits and very beautiful outfits because they think they're just trying to appeal to culture war gamer chuds who didn't deserve sexy outfits in the first place. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your.
But yeah, if you guys want to watch more of her content, very dark. And yeah, I guess that's it. That's my whole opinion about this thing. So I'll see you later. Remember to like, subscribe, comment, and yeah.